1. What does it mean if the Earth stops spinning?
The Earth spins once every 24 hours, and that's what creates day and night. If it suddenly stopped, the entire rhythm of life would collapse. The sun would no longer rise or set. One half of the planet would face the sun all the time, endless daylight. The other half would face away, endless darkness. It wouldn't just change time, it would destroy our climate, weather, and biological cycles.
2. What would happen to the atmosphere, the air?
Right now the air spins with the Earth. If the Earth stopped suddenly, the air wouldn't stop. It would keep moving at over 10 MF 670 km/h. That means superstorms faster than any hurricane. Winds strong enough to tear buildings apart and throw debris across continents. The air friction would heat up the surface and fill the sky with dust and fire. In short, the entire atmosphere would turn into a deadly storm.
3. What would happen to the oceans and rivers?
The oceans would also keep moving. At the equator, the water would rush toward the west with unimaginable force. Massive mega tsunamis, thousands of feet high. Coastlines erased in minutes. Water flooding deep into the land. Afterward, grow the water toward the poles, creating new oceans there, and drying out areas near the equator.
4. What would happen to people and objects on land?
Everything that isn't part of the solid ground, cars, trees, people, even soil, would be thrown forward at over 1,000 miles per hour. It would be like every object on Earth being in a plane crash at once. Buildings would instantly collapse. Whole cities would vanish in seconds. Only deep underground structures might survive the first few moments.
5. What happens to day and night?
Without rotation, there would be no 24-hour day. The side facing the sun would become incredibly hot. Deserts could reach hundreds of degrees Celsius. The dark side would freeze to hundreds of degrees below zero. The twilight zone between day and night might have livable temperatures, but it would be a narrow strip around the planet. That twilight region might be the only place where humans could survive, with artificial light and energy systems.
6. What happens to the Earth's magnetic field?
The magnetic field is created by the motion of liquid metal inside Earth's core, and that motion is partly driven by rotation. If the rotation stopped, the magnetic field might weaken or collapse. Without it, solar radiation and cosmic rays would directly hit the surface. Satellites, power grids, and electronics would be destroyed. Over time, the atmosphere itself could start to break apart from solar wind.
7. Would the Earth's shape change?
Yes, the Earth isn't a perfect sphere. It's slightly flattened at the poles because of spinning. If rotation stopped, gravity would pull everything toward the center evenly. The planet would become more round, water would move toward the poles. The equator would dry out, while the Arctic and Antarctic would flood. The continents would literally shift shape over thousands of years.
8. What if the Earth slowed down gradually instead of stopping suddenly?
If the Earth slowed down very slowly over millions of years, days would become longer, 25 hours, 30 hours, 50 hours. Nights would be longer too. Plants, animals, and humans might adapt to the changing light cycle. But climate and ecosystems would still change drastically. Deserts might expand, and some areas might freeze permanently.
9. Could life survive?
Maybe, but not easily. On the hot side, water would evaporate and burn away. On the cold side, it would freeze solid. The twilight zone might support new forms of life that adapt to half-light conditions. Humans could survive only with advanced technology, underground bases, artificial climate control, and controlled agriculture.
10. Could the Earth start spinning again?
In theory, no, not without a massive external force. It would take an asteroid or another planet-sized object hitting Earth at the perfect angle and speed to make it rotate again. But such a collision would destroy the planet anyway. So once Earth stops, it stays that way forever.
Final thought.
If Earth suddenly stopped spinning, the event would be instant and catastrophic, the end of the world as we know it. If it slowed down gradually, life might survive, but the planet would become a completely different world. A frozen dark half and a burning light half, with only a thin line of life in between. So what do you think? Could humans ever survive a world that stops spinning? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing science videos.